Question number 2 is the methodology used. So what happens in this kind of treatment therapy program? What do you do in systematic desensitization? Debbie, you want to kind of summarize?
So basically what you're going to do is you're going to start at the lower level of whatever the fear is and start to try to eliminate that lower level of fear.
So tell me what you mean by lower level.
Okay, the thing that causes the least anxiety.
So you're going to start with, pick a fear for me.
Oh my God, spiders.
There you go, spiders, arachnophobia.
Well, it was, oh my God, spiders.
So you'd start with the lowest level. So what would that be if you were doing systematic desensitization?
Maybe show me a picture of a spider.
Show you a picture of a spider, maybe a cartoon spider.
Mm-hmm.
What, Charlotte's Web?
Mm-hmm.
Show you that one.
Right.
And what would they do when they show you that one?
So probably assess my level of anxiety.
Yeah.
Okay. But try to make it in a neutral and also work with me on relaxation techniques.
So try to make sure that the relaxation technique, you have a few choices.
Uh-huh.
Deep. So how are these different? Devin, how is deep breathing different than PMR or visualization?
Well, each technique is kind of specific to what you're focusing in on in order to relax.
Relax. So these are stimuli trying to cause relaxation.
Yeah, so in each one, it's just the specific way of getting you to basically the same spot, which is generalized relaxation or acceptance of the situation at hand.
Okay, so how are they different?
Well, the deep breathing technique was just in and out, deep breathing,
So
progressive.
In through what?
Into your nose.
In through your nose, and then the pursed lip breathing out, so the deep breathing thing. How about the PMR?
PMR was,
We did
it
that.
was from head to toe or from toe to head, muscle.
Toe to head. We did that last week, did we not?
Yeah.
So that was tense and relax. And then what's the third one here? Visualization?
You're at a place that makes you happy and serene, such as a lake side.
Yeah, in the CD, they have the other one on visual imagery. Similar, is that your take of the equation as well?
Right.
Yeah, so can they be combined?
Yes.
Often combined. When I was driving back today, after some of those things yesterday, the drive back for Richmond, I did deep breathing. I actually put on the PMR thing, but I didn't do the PMR, nor did I close the eyes as I was driving. But for an asthmatic person, breathe. Now, the other thing that I think is so critically important here, many times when you're facing an anxiety-provoking situation, is it good to practice these techniques before that?
Yes.
Why is that so important?
We want to kind of get yourself in a relaxed state before the exposure.
Yeah, I would say it may be a take-home point for this, especially in almost an emergency room situation sometimes. It's really important to practice these techniques actively during non-emergency events. It's kind of like when you're going through childbirth, right? The Lamont, because if you just start for the first time in the hospital, or you're having an anxiety episode, will it work?
Not as well.
Likelihood is decreased. So the idea is practice it when you can, and then the idea is when you have the stimulus there. And actually I can share a little more with you. After we went through that snowbank thing, I was actually taking another back road, and it got ice jammed. I stopped at a 7-Eleven, and we were on ice, and I actually lost it. I not the car, but I was parked there, and I started flipping out. I had Mary drive. How are we going to get out of this? What are we going to do? And she was able to take the car and turn it around for me. I got back in the car, and I did my relaxation, and I was very good at that, and I was able to kind of get myself fixed, because the worst thing is to just be stuck in that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been stuck in that?
Yep.
Stuck in the anxiety state?
Well, I'll tell you, my phobia was at a peak level a couple of weeks ago. Working out on a farm, I come across spiders.
Yeah.
And I had filled up the hay
Mhm.
for all the animals and stuff like that as I was cleaning up. And I felt something scratching me at my neck. And I reached up and felt something and went like this. And it was a spider about that big
Oh, my.
around. Had obviously crawled up me and had
Oh,
an
dear.
open collar, and it was right here
Oh,
on my
and
neck.
if it freaked you out.
Scream, calling to my
Yeah.
partner to get there.
Get
'Cause I
there.
was afraid I got bit.
All right.
And I mean, and it was huge. It was huge. She had to kill
Oh,
it.
bless your
Yeah.
heart. Wow,
Yeah.
you got through that one.
I got through that one.
Have you seen this kind of stuff go on, these anxiety situations?
Oh, both learned and real, yes. I had, I've snakes have been my big thing.
Right.
And I work on swimming pools in Southwest Virginia. There's sometimes snakes
Yep.
when you do it, and I was working on a deck, and I have a pretty good reaction when stuff goes really, really bad. I tend not to flip out. I tend to be very calm in the moment. Because I was working on a deck, and a black snake kind of, the body coiled out
Oh, dear.
as I was working right here, and I moved the board I was working on, and then it reared up, like, right here.
Wow.
Real close, Shannon, real close. For visuals.
Ah, bless
And
you.
I just kind of said, all right. And it was mouth open. I could see teeth, and I just kind of
Wow.
moved backwards and said, I'm going to be okay. I'm just going to move away from this situation. I moved backwards on the deck and walked the long way around into my car. And I will say, as soon as I got in my car, my phone was on vibrate, and it shook, and I thought I was going to jump out of my out of the SUV I was parked in, because my freak out usually occurs
Yeah.
after all the stimulus is gone.
I do pretty good with snakes. Black snakes are our friend,
I-
and so we leave them alone if they're on our farm, hanging from our rafters or whatever. We leave them alone and go on about our business because they're good to have on a farm. But yeah,
I'm the
So
same
my,
way.
so my whole thing is, before the accident, and you and I knew each other for quite a few years before my accident, I had never experienced any sort of anxiety disorder. I always had seen a lot of people around me experience them and tried to help them, but that's really been the only negative outcome from that these moments happen to me now, and it's really annoying and
Yeah.
frustrating.
Yeah.
Wait, I know logically that this doesn't make any sense, but once you get that conditioning going on, so we try to build it up progressively, as both of you are saying, and Shannon's got this as well, from the simplest thing. The idea is you cannot be simultaneously relaxed and have anxiety. So if you build up the relaxation strong enough, then you go progressively up the hierarchy, right? Until you're okay with things. So it is classical conditioning. Many times you build up that higher order conditioning because now it's just a picture that triggers you. And then those are higher order conditioning stimuli, and you just try to break that down. So very good. I'll consider that conversation done. How long did we go on that one, Miss Shannon? That was an